The one thing that I really wish I had more of like last winter and fall. Hey friends, welcome back to Not Quite Homesteading. It's K Garden. Today I'm in the kitchen because I wanted to share a seed haul with y'all. I bought some new seeds for the fall because I wanted to be able to plant some new varieties, but I also wanted to get some things that I had wanted like in previous year that I wasn't able to. I also wanted to ensure that we just had enough seeds of crops that, you know, we really like, such as like broccoli and you know, cauliflower and that kind of stuff going into the fall and spring. So I just want to share this with you. I hope that you guys enjoy seeing what I picked up, and let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first sets of seeds I picked up are some long growing crops, and that is onions. I needed to purchase some more white onion seeds as well as some red onion seeds. So just letting you guys know, I did do all of this seed haul with Eden Brothers. I really like their seeds. I think between like them and Johnny's, that's where I get like most of my seeds from. I haven't really ventured out into trying like other seed companies like, you know, Baker's Creek or Territory or anything like that yet. I've been looking at their sites. There are definitely some things I want to try from Baker's Creek, and maybe I'll do that, you know, in the late fall, preparing for like spring or something. They do have some really nice varieties, but as far as I guess you can say seed quality and reliability, so far I have found that Johnny's and Eden Brothers tends to be pretty top tier as far as like the seed quality goes, as well as, you know, germination and how the plants produce. So I did get all of these seeds from Eden Brothers. So I picked up their white grano onion, and this is a short day onion, of course, because I am in the South. And then I picked up a red Creole onion. I picked this one up because it said the flavor profile is like supposed to be like sweet and spicy. And I think it said it had another note to it, but it seemed like slightly different as far as the description goes from like just a general red onion. Like some of them can be pretty mild, which is why you're able to eat them raw. But like this one said it had that like spicy red onion. I've had a spicy red onion. They're not good raw per se, in my opinion, but just a different flavor profile. So I thought that would be interesting to try. I still have a little bit of my white and red onion seeds from last year. Now I know that the germination tends to deteriorate rapidly with onions, so I am still going to plant them and see what happens. But I believe the onions that I had last year were, what were they? Red Express is like in my mind. I know I saw a Red Express onion, but no, those were the cabbages I grew. If I can find it or remember, I'll write it on the screen what I grew. And I believe the white ones were like Sierra Blanca, which I enjoyed those. I was like, those onions have held up really well. I know a lot of people say like white onions have like the shortest shelf life, but mine held up really well. And quite honestly, I haven't even like put them into what I would consider like proper storage. They're sitting in a bucket on my freezer inside the house, not in the dark because there's not really any dark places in here, but also because it's just way too hot in the garage right now to put them out there. So they're just kind of hanging out in the bucket with the other red onions and whatever garlic I didn't actually preserve. And everything seems to be doing just fine. I picked up these sweet alma paprika seeds. I wanted these for the summer season, but they didn't have them when I went to order them. So I was like, you know what, I'll wait on it. And I ended up never placing like another order, I think until about now. So I said I was going to attempt to plant them, but I've been kind of like back and forth about it because I do kind of feel like it's a little too late. I did start some pepper plants this month, but that was, you know, closer to the very beginning of the month. And now I just kind of feel like it's really too late. And the reason I did that was because I have been watching our temperatures from now through like, I guess whatever they let you look at, like the 45-day forecast period. And as of right now, our daytime temps are set to be in the 80s through the beginning of October. So I felt like that was enough time to get the plants going, that it's hot enough that the plants will actually grow quickly and, you know, build up the foliage that they need to be able to produce the fruits. And so far that's proven true for most of the things that I planted in August that are summer crops, and they're summer succession sowings. But I do kind of feel like at this point, mainly because we're very close to the end of August, and even though those daytime temps in October will be pretty high, the nighttime temps are going to dip pretty significantly. So I just don't know if it's worth planting at this point. But good thing is I'll have them for early next year. I picked up quite a few lettuce seeds, and I say quite a few, maybe 4 is not quite a few, but I did pick up a few of these. I wanted to get some more red romaine. That was in the mini romaine pack that I had from last year. I really enjoyed the red romaine, and I thought I, for some reason, had gotten those seeds from Eden Brothers, but I had gotten them from Park Seeds. So, you know, I went ahead with what Eden Brothers had, which they had the red romaine. So I said, you know what, I'll go ahead and get that. I would like to have a green variety romaine. I'm pretty sure I still have like seeds from the other ones. I did put some down already. I pray that I get like a green romaine lettuce head. But if not, I have plenty of, you know, green lettuces that I can grow. For right now, I have bib lettuces, I have butterhead lettuce, I have iceberg lettuce. So, you know, it won't be the end of the world, but I will make an attempt to get some green romaine seeds at some point over the fall. So I actually picked up a garden blend. I don't remember the exact reason I selected these, but I believe it was kind of like somewhat like a mesclun mix. So that might have been the reason. But lettuce, you know, I like to have my own lettuce, and I'll be honest, you know, I'm not against grocery stores, right? But what I have found with myself lately is that I've just really been desiring to get my own lettuce. It probably didn't help that I watched a documentary recently that kind of talked about the some of the carelessness that goes into produce production, and then, you know, how things like salmonella end up affecting lettuces, and you know, how those things just kind of like can get out of hand really quickly. So after that, I was just like, you know, I still buy like heading lettuces from the store because I do like to have like head lettuce all the time, like iceberg lettuce. But I've really been just finding myself wanting to have my own lettuce. So I was like, you know what, let me put some seeds in, and then we'll make sure that we have more lettuce seeds. I also picked up a few varieties of endive, and if you're not familiar with endive is a bitter green, and it's primarily, I believe, grown in like Italy, or it's like of Italian like origin, but they are really good. I picked up the frise, and I've grown this one before. I do have this, I believe, from a different company, and this is basically the one that has like all the little I don't even know how you describe it. It's like it has these little like fronds in a lettuce, or, you know, it's very like rough, like roughage, and they're really good. These types of greens are good when you're making, you know, really like rich dishes, so like Alfredos, things with like cream-based sauces, or, you know, really thick gravies. They really help cut through with that bitterness, and I would say like balance your dishes out. So I had this. You can also cook them and they still hold their shape, which is pretty nice. I had this over my last, I want to say, fall winter garden, and the seeds that I put down, out of all of them, only one grew. But when I say we really enjoyed that one head of endive, it was so good. I was like, oh, I want to get some more, and I wanted to get some different seeds to see if I could get better germination. I picked up a broadleaf Batavian variety. Now, y'all, I do not remember what the heck this looks like, but I was like, oh, let me try it. It looks interesting. So I went ahead and picked it up. And then I picked up some radicchio, Now, radicchio kind of looks like a red cabbage. It's still in the endive family, also a bitter green. I think it can be hit or miss for some people as far as just like the overall flavor. But I said, you know what? It's not something I buy often from the supermarket. Probably, I would say at best once a year if I do buy it. I think they're pretty costly from the supermarket, so it's definitely a deterrent. But I was like, why not grow a few? It probably won't even be something I'll grow a ton of, but you know, just to have it a nice alternative green for the fall and winter season, and you know, just to add a little bit of variety to the garden. Also, to add color. The one thing that I really wish I had more of like last winter and fall was color. And because it's not necessarily warm enough to have like, you know, all the flowers around the garden, I figured this year I would really focus on incorporating color with the vegetables that I'm growing. I picked up some bush beans. I went ahead and purchased the Provider bean. I've seen really good things about the Provider green beans as far as productivity goes, from quite a few channels actually. So I said, you know what, I want to pick these up and give them a try. The only bush beans I have right now are the Capitano beans, and that is kind of like a white looking wax bean. And then I do have Kentucky Wonder pole beans, but I do feel like I want to try to get a pretty significant harvest rather quickly, and then I can go ahead and slow pick, you know, my Kentucky Wonder beans throughout the season until our first frost. So I went ahead and purchased these. I will say I have not had like major success with green bean crops as of yet. I've gotten green beans for sure, but nothing that would allow me to have a significant harvest enough to store or preserve. I picked up some carrot seeds, so I wanted to incorporate some like colorful carrots into the mix this particular growing season. So I picked up this rainbow blend as well as some solar yellow carrots. I do want to pick up a couple more packs. Nothing crazy, but I did enjoy the dragon carrots that I had last year. And then I actually wanted to try the deep purple. So I will attempt to get those seeds before it is too late for me to plant. I'm really trying to this year stick to my planting schedule when it comes to carrots. I want the best carrots possible. So right now for us in the fall, our window to plant them is pretty short. I will have another opportunity to do so in the winter months for the spring, but we really do get the best carrots when they can take in some of that cold. So I want to maximize on that during the 2 seasons I have to grow them. I picked up some more winter squash. Now, it is not too late for us to plant winter squash. It's getting there, but it's not too late yet. So one of the things I really enjoyed as far as the way it grew was the Guatemalan blue squash. This squash is a humongous banana type squash, and I was like, for one, the plant is like super vigorous. I don't think I gave like my squash a really good opportunity the first time I grew them, so I ended up only getting one out of all the plants that I planted, but that was because they were crowded. This plant needs a lot of space to grow. It is vigorous, and I mean vigorous. So I wanted to make sure I had enough of these seeds in the event that I couldn't save seeds from the one squash that I got. But hopefully I put down 2 more plants for a succession, so hopefully those do well for me, because when you talk about, you know, your planting and making sure you have like adequate food stores and getting, I guess, the best kind of like bang for, you can't even call it your buck, I guess bang for your buck, value for your time. But these squash are humongous, and when I say you could, you know, reasonably feed 2 people off of one squash, several meals, I think that is a win all around. So definitely picked up 2 more of these. And in that same vein, they had a pink banana jumbo squash, which is pretty much very similar. It's banana squash family. It just has a pink skin on the outside. So I don't know how the flavor profile will differ on that, but I'm definitely going to get one of these seeds in the ground so that we can have those squashes. I've really been enjoying the squashes. So definitely gonna plant that. I picked up 2 summer squash seeds, and whether or not I will attempt to plant these, I don't know. I do have time to plant them. The challenge that I have with summer squash right now and any, you know, like cucumbers is the pickle worm. Pickle worm is prevalent in our area from August probably until about like mid-October. And I feel like September, October is kind of where we get the height of it. That is what I experienced last year, and I know every year can be different. However, I put my succession sow of cucumbers out. I want to say it was like late July, really early August, and the cucumber plant was out there with fruit on it for maybe a week and a half, and crop was destroyed. So it is a matter of deciding whether or not I want to try to fight the pickle worm over my summer squash. And, you know, it is something to think about. I have a little bit of time. I might decide to plant some at the beginning of September. That way, you know, I can at least get one harvest off of them before it gets too chilly for the plant. And then the last few seeds I got are some brassica seeds. So I picked up some cauliflower seeds from them. This is the Snowball Y improved cauliflower. I believe the main characteristic I was looking for in cauliflower this go round was the self-blanching. This is supposed to be a really blanc white head, and I believe it is self-blanching. I was like, I definitely struggled with that, and it's not that I didn't blanch my cauliflower last season. The blanching just didn't work because the cauliflower was trying to grow. So every time I turned around, the stuff that I was using had popped off and the leaves were, they weren't covering the cauliflower. So hopefully I can rectify that with a self-blanching variety. I picked up some Georgia Southern collard greens, and I wanted these because these seem to be the go-to collard for a lot of people. Anyone that has grown collards, likes collards. They talk about the size, even though I don't think I would let my collards get larger. I can't even say use my hand as an example because I have like really small hands, but you know, the size of a hand or larger, a normal hand. And you know, I find that they taste best when you pick them younger. And I've eaten collard greens a really long time, but having grown them and really tasted them at kind of like that tender middle, I don't think I would ever let them grow to just like a massive size. But I figured, why not try them? I really enjoyed the variety that I had last season. That was the flash collards. I am going to be growing those, but I'll throw these into the mix. I picked up some Charleston Wakefield cabbage. Now this one is, I think the sell point for this is the way it grows. So it kind of grows in like this cylindrical cone shape, and it looks pretty in the garden. But I think as far as, I guess, resistance to, I guess, attacks and that kind of stuff, if I remember correctly, I think this is supposed to be really good for that as well. I picked up some kohlrabi seeds. I chose the purple Vienna for this one. Did I end up picking up the other one? No, I didn't. Okay, so I chose the purple Vienna in this one. I really wanted both the purple and the white, but you know, in terms of like what I was willing to spend, I had to cut out some things. So I was like, you know what? Let me go for the purple because, again, I want to incorporate color into the garden, and in the fall and winter, you really have to do that with the vegetables. I picked up some broccoli romanesco seeds. Now, if you've never seen romanesco, it kind of looks like an oddly shaped cauliflower, but it's actually a broccoli. It has these like really nice like pointed florets and these like, you know, intricate designs in its head. And I don't know what the flavor is like. I've never actually had one, but they do just look really pretty. So I was like, you know what? That'll be something nice and different to grow. So I went ahead and picked that up. And then I picked up some purple sprouting broccoli because, again, I wanted to have a little bit of color, but I figured it would be nice to have the sprouting broccoli where I could go ahead and just kind of pluck off the florets without waiting for one, you know, massive head to form. And hopefully, I'm hoping, now I don't know, but I'm hoping that this will give us broccoli in the interim when we're waiting on those actual heads to form. And then the last thing is some more cabbage, and this is a red acre cabbage. So this is a red variety. The variety of cabbage I grew last year was Red Express. I did not have success with it. Now, I think overcrowding was one part of it. Definitely, I don't think I was feeding enough for the number of plants that I had in there. But the broccoli grew well, the collards grew well, the cabbage did not. So I don't know, you know, was it the bed or was it the seed? Who knows? But I was like, you know what, let me try a different variety this year. So red acre, I believe this is supposed to be like a medium-sized cabbage, and red cabbage that, you know, grows like really compact head. And I say compact, more like tight heads. And you know, I guess we'll see how this does compared to Red Express. That is everything that I picked up, y'all, for this fall season so far. I don't know how many more seeds I'll be purchasing. I can tell you it won't be a lot because I don't want to just sit and, you know, pack on seeds and then be wasting the seeds that I do have. But I will be planting these things in conjunction with some of the things that I already have in my seed catalog. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching along and spending some time with me in my kitchen today. If you are growing any of these things, let me know down in the comments below. If you've tried any of them, let me know your thoughts. I appreciate you guys for being here. Let's keep learning, sowing, and growing together, friends. Until our next garden update. Bye.